Hello, everyone. We're live today, and we have the lovely Yvonne with us. Say hello.
Hello, how is everyone doing today?
So, you are a part of Not Your Shield and GamerGate, and would you like to explain how you got into GamerGate?
Sure thing. I joined pretty much at the same time. A lot of people joined up. I was actually following uh, Internet Aristocrat, Mundane Matt, and quite a few other people that kind of started the ball rolling, so to speak. Um, the started with the whole burger and fries dealio, and went from there. And I just I found it amusing at first, and then when it started getting super serious, like, oh hello, this is a whole misogynistic movement, and all gamers are trash and gamers are dead. I'm like, oh wait a minute, hold up now. I've been a gamer for as long as I can remember. What I'm not dead. At least I hope not.
You sound alive to me.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, my avatar is a ghost with a bat in front of it, but as far as I know, I'm alive. But so I mean, it got me riled up to the point where I'm like, you know what, I got to do something about this. I can't just sit in the background and let this happen, because this is too gaming is too much of something. Everybody that knows me knows I play video games and knows it's a part of my quote unquote identity. So it was upsetting for me to hear, oh well, gamers are dead, and all gamers are man children in their basement, with Cheeto dust all over the place, drinking sodas in their mom's basement. So it infuriated me. I'm a 34-year-old woman, married, no children. Um, I guess I break all the stereotypes of a gamer. Well, I am fat, so that's one. But otherwise.
Um, so yeah, that's leading up to the next question is, what do you think of GamerGate currently, and what are you doing within the hashtag?
Well, for a while I was doing the emails when the emails were the big thing. I've kind of slowed down recently, but I've still kept up with a lot of people in the movement. Listened to people, retweeted a lot of stuff, kept up with that. But I think I think GamerGate's definitely evolving, and I think it's getting more serious as time goes on. Because in the beginning, it was a little flip floppy from my personal perspective. Um, but but yeah, I see it going places, and I see it going further in the future, and I look forward to watching it.
What are you specifically doing in GamerGate?
Right now, every once in a while, I'll still send an email and talk with people and find out. And it's not a whole lot, but I'll talk with people who I have friends and circles that don't have a accurate depiction of Gamergate, and I'll say, hey, look, you know me, you know who I am and what I believe in, and I support Gamergate. So why do you think it's this I can't speak today, misogynistic hate movement towards getting women out of video games? And you obviously know I wouldn't support that. So I try to get the word out. I try to tell people, look, it's not what you think it is, and try to direct it more towards the helpful portion, and direct them towards helpful people in the movement to change their minds. And I hope to do that for everybody, but no changing some people's minds.
All right. And what do you think GamerGate is going to morph into or change into in the future?
I think it's going to give us a more positive identity in the general public. Kind of say that the little people, uh, not little people physically, little people can stand up and actually make a difference, even in Twitter activism and so on. That enough people get angry about something, we can make a change.
Would you say it's gonna become some sort of watchdog in the gaming industry?
Oh, definitely, definitely. It'd be like if something happens and it's not ethical, we'll know about it and we'll be able to spread it around and say, hey, look at this, point it out.
All right, I'm just muting myself. My dog is barking in the background.
No worries.
Um, and what do you think Gamergate is doing right, and what do you think it could improve on?
Uh, well, I think a lot of things we're doing all right. We're informing people of the going-ons in the journalistic world and outing people and shining light on people that should be, what's the word I'm looking for, that should be taken care of. Um, my mind went blank, but we're, sorry.
No worries.
Just trying to figure out the right way to put it. We're outing people that need to be outed, and we're shining light on people that need to be shined light upon because they're not doing the right things. And of course, it's happening all in different industries: the movie industry, the regular news industry, and politics. But I think if we start in one area, i.e., gaming and gaming journalism, then other areas will follow.
And what do you think it should? What is the biggest thing you would like to change, or things you would like to change within Gamergate?
Personally, I think some people have gotten a little out of hand with the way that they word things, and the way they go about their, I guess, showing hatred towards other people. I don't think that anybody needs to show hatred or malice towards anybody, even those who show hatred and malice towards us. Instead of trying to go after and pitchfork people that are doing wrong, why don't we, I guess, try to do what Mark Kern tried and give an olive branch first. And then if they decline that olive branch or crap all over the olive branch, then we go after them with pitchforks and hate. Well, not hate, but you know what I'm getting at. Like, I think the initial reaction to something is a little more extreme than it should be. I think people need to approach things from a more peaceful prospect first. And I've seen that not happen as often as it should.
I have from Blanchat in the chat asking you, what is your opinion on in Gamergate politics as you're standing on boycotts? Should anti-consumer stuff be boycotted? Should social justice devs be boycotted?
Yes and no. I'm anti-censorship, but I also believe that people should be able to make the games that they want to. If the social justice crowd wants to make a game that caters to their taste, then absolutely, I don't think they should be boycotted. But if they want to take a game that's not made for them and boycott it, then absolutely they should not be able to do so. Gaming politics is tough because everybody's going to think differently on what they believe in. For example, violence in video games. Me personally, I like violence. The game Hatred, I'm looking forward to it. But that's just me personally. Now, for those who say, well, we should ban that or we should censor that, absolutely not. Make it up to the consumer.
All right. Uh, what type of operation do you personally prefer to participate in? Lampooning, digging, promoting, disseminating, mailing, etc.
Digging is always good, but I believe that any information dug up should be weighed, and some of it should be taken with a grain of salt. Mailing is always nice. Emailing and snail mailing people to discuss things and having conversations with others. Like, I guess to put it in an example, if I were to meet somebody who was anti-Gamergate, I would, instead of yelling and cursing at them and throwing stones, I would want to sit them down at a table and have a nice discussion. Say, hey, what is your viewpoints on this? And here are my viewpoints. Let's discuss this and see if we can come to a conclusion or agreement. But I don't see that happening too much, unfortunately.
Blanchett kind of cleared things up what he meant by anti-consumer. DRM, DLC, and microtransactions?
DLC is not something that I like, but I understand it's a necessary evil. Uh, with the latest thing with the Mortal Kombat DLC, that's just crazy. I think that's over the top. If you take the mobile version of it, which is free, and you add DLC to it, you can download packages or cards for 99 cents. Yeah, I can understand that because you gave the base game free, but you take the PC or the Xbox or PlayStation version of it, you're paying $60 for something and then having to spend all this extra money for it for the DLC. That's where I draw the line. If you're paying a big price for something, then there should not be big prices for DLC afterwards. But then again, it is a consumer world, so if the consumer pays it, then these companies are still going to keep offering that kind of thing. So it's really up to us on whether or not we want these companies to continue. If we want them to continue, we continue to buy the DLC. If we wanted to send a message, we say, hey, no more DLC, stop buying it, they'll stop offering it.
All right. Um, okay. There doesn't seem to be more questions, but since I have you here, I had Cracked Cup, who's from Not Your Shield. How would you, as a female, describe GamerGate uh, and
I
the attitude towards you? Because a lot of people seem to say we're just hating women.
And I love pointing that out too. Like, I have social justice friends on Facebook and on Twitter and other places in real life that I know personally and that have known me for years, and I've known them for years, and we clash in a lot of ways. But they keep telling me, Yvonne, why are you joining this Gamergate thing? Aren't they, you know, yelling at you and mistreating you and all this? I'm like, hell no, I've made quite a few friends from this, and there's a lot of really nice people. I don't see the hatred that you're seeing. Point it out to me, bring it to me and say, hey, Yvonne, this is what I'm seeing from Gamergate. This is the hatred. And I'm like, I keep telling him to bring it to me and tell me and show me where they're seeing all this hatred coming from and this misogyny. They still have yet to show me something that can be definitively proven as Gamergate. And I just laugh at them every time. Like, dude, if they bring me something that's some random tweet, I'll be like, okay, this is not Gamergate.
Yeah, I've been doing the same for the longest time. I've been asking people for proof of the exact same thing, and every time people have sent me stuff, and I've skimmed through everything. I haven't overlooked anything people have sent me, and I just can't find anything.
Yep. And until they find it, I keep saying, I say, look, listen to the people that I show you, not because I'm trying to cherry pick people, but because I know that they're personally a part of the movement. And look at people that they're following, and dig deeper yourself. Don't just skim off the top of the surface of what other people are telling you. Dig deeper for yourself. Find and form your own opinion instead of assimilating the ones of your peers.
Yeah, and the posts or tweets or whatever I've seen are at best, or the worst ones I've seen are bordering on trollish or just be a shit posting.
Yeah, and I try to tell people, I say, you got to learn the difference between when somebody is being real and somebody is speaking their actual mind, between that and then people who troll. I mean,
Yeah, and at best you can call some of these people trolls, which I've seen at least. But I wouldn't say anything. What I've seen is actually harassment, or which isn't really the conversation I've tried to have on my streams and even on these interviews.
mm-hmm.
Um,
I haven't seen, and then even then, when you hear harassment, somebody somebody on Twitter or somebody on Facebook messaging somebody and say, hey, you should go kill yourself. Is that really harassment? I mean, it's not like they're actually coming up to you in person with a knife and saying, hey, why don't you kill yourself? It's It's just the internet. It's text on a computer screen. If you don't like it, you turn the computer screen off and go outside.
Yeah, I haven't personally seen people say that to others, but yeah, I mean, unless they give you a viable threat, I wouldn't see it uh, as a threat. And I don't know how is your relationship towards anti-GG when you say you're a woman and you're in GG?
It depends on the person. Most people will say, oh, well, in fact, back when I first started, I got several tweets from people saying, well, you're just being used. You know, people are just using you because you're a female to say that Gamergate is not about misogyny. What do you feel about that? I'm like, I'm not being used. I joined and participated and tweeted out of my own volition because I can't stand censorship. I can't stand these journalists being able to control the gaming industry in the way that they have been. So, you know, I don't see where you're coming from saying, oh, well, you're being controlled, you're being sock puppeted. Even before the term was coined in Gamergate, I was being called a sock puppet. I'm like, hell no, I speak of my own volition.
Yeah, Crack Up had some similar stuff when she went up and talked to social justice warriors, and but they ended up just not blocking her, but just ignoring her. And when she has some friends that are in real life that are social justice warriors, she doesn't really talk about Gamergate itself, but issues. And
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mention it, and they seem to be more on terms than when she does mention that. Is there anything similar you've experienced?
Yeah, I had a acquaintance of mine that I've known for quite some time. We were discussing some completely different topic. I think it was the topic of the fat acceptance movement or something similar, which I'm personally, even though I'm fat myself, I'm against fat acceptance, but that's a whole nother topic in and of itself. Either way, I was discussing that with him, and we were going back and forth, and then he said, well, you're a supporter of Gamergate, so I shouldn't take any of your opinions seriously, or I shouldn't discuss anything seriously with you anymore. I'm like, are you serious? Did you really just do that?
Yeah, that's more like a fallacy and an ad hominem that's been thrown towards us at this point. It's like, oh, you're a GG. Oh, I'm just gonna back away now, and uh, I know you're a horrible human being now. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I've seen this on Twitter, and when I've talked to people on for various forums. So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how have you experienced it.
I have. It's sad because, I mean, I don't automatically assume somebody is one way or another because of their personal opinions on things. I mean, like I said, I have social justice friends, and even though we disagree, we agree to disagree on a lot of topics, which is perfectly fine. But we have similar, I guess, things that we agree on and similar interests that we have that do continue our friendship. And I like that because, as I always say, if you fill your life with everybody that agrees with you on everything, it's pretty damn boring.
Yeah. Mr. Sonic here asks you, how has Gamergate treated you, and how do you feel about the community?
I have not yet had a single harassing comment or tweet or anything sent to me from anybody Gamergate. I have had nothing but warm welcomes from everybody. I remember back when Robin was having his streams, and I joined up for the first time, and everybody was just like, "Hey, welcome! You're great! You know, like we're glad to have you." I was like, "This okay? So where's this misogyny? Where's this harassment I'm hearing about? Uh, Come on, lay it on me, right?" Everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" But no, the community is great. I have had um, nothing but positive experiences from everybody here and everybody in the community.
Yeah, so it's from Sonic. So it does seem that a lot of the claims anti GG are doing. I had two females on these interviews, and you are both basically saying the same thing. Uh, Even though you're pro GG, both of you have fairly similar experiences with people in real life and on the internet, within GG and talking to anti GG. Is there anything you would like to say before we close this down?
Nothing at the moment. I am an open book, so I'm always open for questions or talking about anything, everything. You can reach me at my Twitter handle, which I'll put in the YouTube chat here in a minute.
I've already put it in the description, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry.
It's
Sometimes I can be a bit computer illiterate.
No, I always make sure to have my guests promoted and know who they're listening to. So.
Oh, cool beans, cool beans. All right, but yeah, and anybody can feel free to add me or talk to me about anything. Like I said, I'm an open book, so yeah, all's
Yeah,
good.
and if anyone wants to do these interviews, just contact me on Twitter or Skype or whatever. I'm at the underscore last underscore ride one. So if you want and become interview the subject or come into my streams, you're more than welcome. You as well, Devon. You've been on some of my streams.
I pop in every now and then.
Yeah. So, I mean, as long as you're not starting trouble on my stuff live, then I don't see any issue with having various opinions
But I
on.
love starting trouble.
Mr. Sonning asked best waifu.
Well, you can ask my husband. I'm sure he'll say yes.
Yeah. So if you like this stuff, you can reach out to Yvonne and chat with her, follow her if you want to, and if you like these interviews, the setup, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, if you want in, let me know. So yeah, I want to thank you for coming on, Yvonne, and answering what I have had for you. I tried to ambush you as much as possible.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It was an unexpected treat. I enjoyed it. I'm sorry I wasn't as speech friendly because I tend to get a little blank-headed when I get nervous, which I don't know why I'm nervous. I'm talking to you all, and you all are great. But anyway, thank you for having me.
All right, I'm gonna stop this broadcast. So thanks for watching, everyone, and see you guys next time. Bye.
Take care.